Can we get our science teachers back to generating that spark of interest in children's minds that they used to back in my day? We did so many science experiments. They would blow my mind. It always made me want to learn more. How it's applied, how it's useful. Then later down the road, we could take that and apply that to other things that we learn. As an HVAC tech, we deal with electromagnets every day. From these relays, they have an electromagnet down there. These contactors, they use an electromagnet to activate those. Your electromagnet is inside of that coil of wires. Even these boards, they have an electromagnet that actuates these relays. We all know how permanent magnets work. This is something that I've known since I was 8 years old. To make an electromagnet, you can take something that's magnetic, like a nail, or a bolt, or even an old drill bit. Take your length of wire. This is about 8 feet of thermostat wire, 18 gauge. And you simply wrap that wire around that nail. Even students that come out of an HVAC trade school, I ask them, have you ever made an electromagnet in your life? And all of them have told me no. So we're going to start right there. The more wraps you have, the stronger the magnet will be. Also, the more voltage that you apply, the stronger the magnet will be. So I'm going to use a 9-volt battery. As you can see right now, this is not magnetized in any way. So now I'm going to apply voltage to this wire. And now it is magnetized. If I remove the power, it is not magnetized. Now I have all 8 feet of wire wrapped around the nail. So now we'll attach power. And we are picking up even more weight yet. Now for the bolt. You can see it currently is not magnetized. So there's one set of wraps around that bolt. And voila, all 8 feet. Can we go heavier? Oh, that's pretty impressive. We could keep wrapping wire around this and increase the magnet strength up to a certain point. We could apply more voltage and increase the strength of the magnet. So now we have a total of 16 feet of wire wrapped around our iron core. Pretty cool stuff. Word of caution though, the fewer wraps you have, the less resistance you're going to have, the less of that electricity is going to be converted into an electromagnetic field. The hotter your wire will get, the hotter your battery will get. So I show you that to show you this. This is how we apply that principle we just learned. So we apply power to the coil, which is simply an iron core with a bunch of wraps all the way around it. When we apply power, that becomes an electromagnet. It wants to pull this contact in, which then makes the connection and allows power to travel from the top to the bottom. So we're essentially using a smaller voltage to turn on a larger voltage. One reason for that is this wire is much, much cheaper than the wire that would go in this lug. We can run lots of this long distances in order to kick on and off what we need. Now these coils will always have a voltage rating. This one right here is 208, 240 volts. That voltage is going to be directly related to the number of wraps around that iron core. As we reduce the voltage, we'll have to increase the number of wraps. Of course, we're going to take it apart and get a closer look. So here are the contacts. It's very obvious why this one had to be replaced. It is burnt. This one is also broken from the rod that would be attracted to the coil and be pulled down. Take out some more screws. So now with the bottom removed, we can start to expose the coil. Here is part of the coil. So here is the coil. It is a bundle of wires wrapped around. Here is a comparison to the wire that we just used. That is really tiny wire. Typically, you have the iron core that this fits over, like so. Then you have a spring in between it and the upper core. So when this is not powered, this spring lifts this back up. This contact would normally be attached to that. So when everything is in place, this would pull down like that. And when this is attached to the top, it gets pulled down with it. And motors are very similar, but the magnetic field that they create rotates, which then makes the shaft of the motor rotate. So let me know if that's something you already knew and when you learned it. Did you learn it in school? Did you learn it on your own? Or did you just learn it today?